Hi friends, today's story is Mooseltoe by Marjorie Palatini and it's illustrated by Henry Cole. 'Twas the season and Moose was merry. He joyfully tickled the ivories with tidings and a flurry of fa-la-las. He was so full of ho-ho-hos, even his moustache had the holiday spirit. But Moose was more than just a bit merry and bright. He was busy. There was a lot of work to be done on his list of to-dos. But with orderly organization and a bit of regimentation, lots of imagination, and just a plain old Moose know-how, getting ready for the big day should have been simple, easy, yes, in all probability, just perfectly perfect. He wasted one merry minute. Moose got moving and put some hustle into the holiday bustle. He went to work. He wrote cards and letters until his brown hooves hurt. Check. He shopped till he dropped. Check. He hauled home boxes, bags, presents galore. Moose had gifts for everyone, from ceiling to floor. Check, check, check. When he wrapped yo-yo-yo and he ribboned ho-ho-ho, and on each and every package he tied a blue bow, big beautiful bow. Check and double check. So far, so simple, so easy, so perfectly perfect. Another look at the list and Moose headed for the kitchen. He pulled up pots and pans and bowls and sifted with stacks and racks of cookbooks. He whisked with his left and spooned with his right. Moose baked tons of tins of cookie, check. Dozens of cakes, breads, and sweets, check, check, check. He made jelly sticky jams. Moose roasted a goose and some chestnuts. He roasted marshmallows and yams, check, 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 triple check, yes, yes. So simple, so easy, but, of course, so perfectly perfect. Last but not least, he hung all the stockings, each and every one with special care, and just in time tuned, soon Santa would be there. Check and final check. Yes, sirree, getting ready for Christmas was an absolute snap, and so simple, so easy, and if he did so, say so himself, Moose thought totally, utterly, completely, perfectly perfect. On that night before Christmas, Mother, little sissy, Bucky, Jr., looked all through the house. What a job Moose had done. Everyone looked bountiful. Festive, quite fine indeed. There was just one minor problem, if you will. Oh dear, sighed the missus, as the five stared at one empty corner. Oh my, oh me, oh gee. Pop, what happened? Cried Junior. Don't tell me you forgot the tree. Oops! Where would they hang the tinsel, string the popcorn, light the lights? Where would Santa leave his gifts for the kiddos on Christmas Eve night? So Moose pulled on his galoshes and pulled on his hat. He would find a tree somewhere, somehow, and that's all there was to that. So out went the Moose, bravey, bustling, blowing, winds and the cold, trudging through snowdrifts, courage and bold. Moose first hoofed it down to the corner, not a tree to be found. Then he slid around the block. Uh-oh, things were looking bad. He went down every boulevard, street, and little road. He looked down roads, lanes, and alleys. Every tree had been sold. There wasn't a branch, not a twig, not even one lousy, bowless hanging around. Nope, not a nothing, no tree to be found. No tree, sighed a sad Moose as he came home empty-handed the snowy eve. The kids tried to make the best of it. They said, oh, so who needs a tree? But Moose could plainly see they were short on the glee. He knew he had to do something, and that's just what he did. In the empty corner he stood and spread his arms out very wide. Then he smiled at his children and he winked at his bride. Kids, declared, fetch your forgetful pop some of that tried and true family glop. So back came the kids carrying a big pot of glue, and without a word to one another, they knew just what to do. They each took apart, grabbing strands, taking hold, then carefully, oh so carefully, they glopped and they plopped and they pasted and they pressed. They curled and they twirled every which way a follicle could fathom, until Moose's magnificent moustache was indeed even more of a marvel to see. Moose was just a few needles shy of being an evergreen tree. They strung Moose with lights from his head to his toes and draped him with tinsel beginning right from his nose. They hung balls that were shiny and bells that twinkled, candy canes, berries, and plum sugar sprinkled. Then they all stood back, Junior plugged in his pop. Yes, Moose truly was one incredible sight. He was a glorious and glowing, and boy, oh boy, was he ever bright. Then Junior placed a star on top of Moose's head. He gave him a kiss and a pat, and they all headed off to bed. Except Moose, of course. He stayed in the corner instead, just twinkling and blinking and waiting for Santa. Oh, so it wasn't so simple and it wasn't so easy. And okay, so it wasn't so perfectly perfect. But do you know what? It was pretty close. Ho, ho, ho. I hope you enjoyed Mooseltoe by Marjorie Palatini and illustrated by Henry Cullum.